Hello! Today we will learn about word formation processes. For that, we are going to be taking examples from the book Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov.
The author narrates the story of Homer Humbert, an old man who becomes infatuated with the 12-year-old Dolores Hayes. The novel is well known for its controversial theme, yet it is celebrated for its enchanting prose and magnetic narrative style. His prose transformed what could be a purely disturbing tale into an exquisite beauty of horror novel, compelling readers to face the moral complexities of Homer's character.
The books deal with themes of emotional and sexual abuse, forcing readers to engage deeply with the text rather than passively consume it. As said today, we will learn about some word formation processes.
So the first word formation process that we have today is flexibility, and we call flexibility to the type of word formation process in which we change a word from one word class to another. This can be seen when we use one word in two different contexts. For example, hair light and dark brown. Light as an adjective, and I have turned on the light to take down a dream, a noun. Other examples of this can be seen in the word book. For example, I am going to buy a book and I'm going to book a room at the hotel.
The second process is compounding. In specific compound words, process in which two or more independent words are put together to form a new word, oftentimes related in meaning from both components. In the book, we have the sample of the following quote. While I passed by her in my adult disguise, a great big handsome hunk of movieland manhood. In the page 12, where manhood is a new word created by two independent words, which are man and hood. Other examples of this are passport and movieland.
For number 3, we have another case of compounding. Multi-word verbs that in this case is phrasal verbs, to be more specific. And the example is, I tipped the chauffeur and hoped he would immediately drive away so that I might double back unnoticed to my hotel. These are multi-word verbs that are formed by combining a verb and an adverb, and other examples of these are run away or look after.
Blending is the process of combining parts of two words to form a new word. In the book, we have the following sample. A second story was at, and a lobby grew in, and cars were removed to a communal garage, and the motel reverted to the good old hotel, in page 192, where motel, which is highlighted, is composed of motor and hotel. Other examples are emoticon and melodrama.
Number 5. Clipping. This process is known to shorten words, usually for a more colloquial use. Said process is very common among communities in general to foster a close relationships among speakers. From the book we have the sample, she was Lola in slacks, she was Dolly at school, she was Dolores on the dotted line, but in my dreams she was always Lolita. Other examples of this process are lab for laboratory and cafe for cafeteria.
6. Long words. Long words or borrowing is the consequence of language contact, in which elements from a L2 are incorporated into an L1. This usually happens when two or more languages are used in the same territory or speech community. From the book, we have the following sample. A little later, of course, she, this novel, this Lolita, my Lolita, was to eclipse completely her prototype. In page 12, the word highlighted novel is from origin French. Other examples are two words from an Arabic origin, which are cotton and zero.
Number 7. Trademarks. These are names of specific products that are used as generic names, meaning that generally when the name of a product of a certain label acquires a more of a general reference. For example, We had the example here of Coca-Cola in Coke. She watched the listless pale fountain girl putting the ice, poured the Coke, add the cherry syrup, and my heart was bursting with low ache. Other examples of these are Apple and Walmart.
Acronyms. This is a very common process where words are created from the initial letters of several words. This mostly happens for long names or overused concepts. From the book, we have the following quote: "At the very first motel office I visited, Ponderosa Lodge, his entry, among a dozen of obviously human ones, read Dr. Gratiano, Forbenson, Mirandola, NY, in page 227. The highlighted NY means an acronym which refers to New York. Other examples are OMG and UNICEF, which stands for United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund.
Number 9. Hyphenation. Process in which users create a single word from different ones to fulfill a specific need. We put a hyphen to differentiate the words from each other while also indicating that they belong to the same word. For example, in the course of the sunshine moment, my glance glittered over the kneeling child. Other examples of this are Seth's impossible to miss hat and my 17-year-old car.
Finally, onomatopoeia. These are words that imitate the sound it represents, usually used for an animal sound or to describe daily sounds while writing. In the book, we have the following sample. "I hope so," said Charlotte, entering the water. It soon reached the goose flesh of her thick thighs, and then joining her outstretched hands, shooting her mouth tight, very bland. Facing her black rubber headwear, Charlotte flung herself forward with a referring to the sound that water makes.
And just like that, we have finished the episode of today. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did and hope to see you soon in another episode.
Referring to the sound that water makes.